Welcome to the Redflex. Manchester United are back on top, but it came with a little bit of a scare. And we're going to discuss how Manchester United got those valuable 3 points. We're joined by Abs, and Harris is here.
We've got a special guest as well. We've got a special guest joining us as well.
We've got a special guest joining us.
It's very soon. We're going to add him in. Here he is, Mr. Riaz himself.
There you go. Looking good, guys.
Yeah,
switch your camera, mate. Switch your camera.
Landscape.
See, this is the beauty of the Redflex. Uncut, natural, full of passion, full of intensity. And
there you go.
There you go, mate.
What an honor it is to share the screen with Riaz. A dream has come true. Dream come true.
Riaz has been desperate to come on the show.
I've been on before with you. Nice for the invite. Good game, guys, isn't it?
All four of us are absolutely ecstatic. Manchester United back on top. But there's a lot of concerns that I had, and I'm interested to see. I know that Abs is going to be on board with me, but let's see.
I think I know what you're going to talk about.
And Harris have the same views, but let's kind of follow the game through from right at the start. So Abs, I'll come to you. In my opinion, I thought it was the right decision starting Bailly over Lindelof. I was surprised that Solskjaer only went with one defensive mid, but I guess that's probably the right decision, going with Fred and Pogba, something that we've never seen. No Rashford. What did you make of the starting lineup?
I think it was as expected. I think everyone was crying out for Bailly to start against Liverpool, but now we got to start against Fulham. I was pleased that you only went with one holding player. I think I've been saying this, I think a few others as well have been saying it, against teams who are in the lower half, especially near the relegation zone. We don't need two holding players, although we are away from home, and Fulham have been playing quite well, where I think they've drawn 5 out of the last 7 games that they played. Regardless of that, we should never need to play two holding players against Fulham, and we didn't do that. So I was pleased with that.
We did look open.
We looked open, but that's fine. If we looked open, that's fine. We're supposed to play expansive football. If you are a little bit open, that's fine. I don't mind that, because that means they have a bit of hope that they can go forward, and they'll leave some extra gaps for us as well, which is absolutely fine for the way we want to play. I'm not surprised that Rashford was benched. I think I was not happy with his performance. I think what I mentioned in the last game, I think his off the field kind of excursions have got the better of him, and he just needs a break. He needs to have. Yeah, so this actual break he's had has worked out well for him, I think. And he should be fit and ready to play against Liverpool, and hopefully put in a man of the match display.
We will get on to the subject shortly. So Abs, don't worry, we will touch upon it. But
I've not mentioned it yet.
No, we're not going to mention it right now. Riaz, the first 10-15 minutes, there's nothing short and say it was quite shocking in terms of the performance. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, in my opinion, cost the first goal. But in general, I thought the play was slow, no tempo. What did you make of the first 10-15 minutes, especially going 1-0 down?
Yeah, it was a bit of a nervy start. I don't know if the weather played a part in this, but it didn't seem like they were going to start off straight away on the front foot. They played all right after 20 minutes, but I mean, before the 15 minutes, he was getting a bit nervy. He was between both. I think it was like anyone's taken at the beginning. And well, unfortunately, it had to be the hard way when they have to score and then we have to come back. So
it seems like the only way. It seems like the only way right now.
Yeah, exactly. So underway, we want to keep that record. But yeah, it wasn't the best start. Wake up call, and I think then we were back in it then after that. So pleased with that.
Harris, Edison Cavani. Not to blow my own trumpet, obviously, that's not what I'm all about. But Edison Cavani, I said when he joined, he was going to get us precious points. He was going to get us precious goals. He's Abs' star man on his pet streams. So I'm sure he
scored like 75% of our goals, if not.
Well, in my opinion, if you compare it to the strikers that we have, we call them strikers. In my opinion, Edison Cavani is the best striker that we've got. And for me, it was something that I enjoyed to see. Edison Cavani, 6-yard box, waiting for some scraps, putting it into the back of the net. How impressed were you with Edison Cavani's performance?
Very, very impressed. I mean, yeah, obviously when he signed, everyone's like, is he past it? He's not played for 6-7 months, all that kind of stuff. And obviously, you know, Ole wanted to integrate him into the team slowly. But yeah, I think he's getting there. You know, the more he plays, unfortunately, he had that 3-game ban, so that kind of halted his progress. But he's done really well every time, you know, and I think he's nearly there. I think he's nearly fully match fit. And for me, you're right, he is the best striker on the team. But not only that, if you've watched this game, the amount of times he tracked back. If you remember, the last 20 minutes, there was I think Fulham nearly had a 2v2, stuck out his leg on the halfway line. I mean, this guy is amazing. I think Rashford, Martial, Greenwood can actually learn a thing or two from this guy, because you know, it's not only about, you know, what he does in the box, his movement, his finishing, his work rate, his work ethic. Absolutely,
work rate is excellent.
World class.
Just going back to one of the previous videos, Harris, a video where you surprised myself, you surprised Abs. I'm not sure if Ria's seen it, but I'm sure he'd be surprised. You were full of fire, you were full of passion, you were full of intensity. Did Fred win you over today?
One of the best rants on the Redflex, that one actually.
Did Fred win you over?
Fred is the worst Manchester United player of the last decade. Doesn't deserve to wear the shirt. Doesn't deserve to be in the team, the squad. No, under 23s. He would not even make the under 23s for me. I don't know why he plays. He is an absolutely shocking player. He gave the ball away, positioning. He got bullied by a few of the Fulham players one-on-one. You know, he gave fouls away. I know he did. I know he did. You know, he won the ball back and the press for the goal. But apart from that, what did he do? What did Fred actually do in this game? For me, Matic is the best holding defensive player that we've got. Should have played in this game. I've got no idea why he didn't. He didn't play in the last one. He's fresh. He's fit. Fred, for me, is the third choice. He's the one when everybody else is injured. He's the one who should be playing for me. Definitely not Man United play for me.
I'm glad. Go on, Riaz.
I think something. I hate to regret it, but yeah, I unfortunately agree what you said.
Unfortunately.
But honestly, yeah. I was just going to say you're right there. He's not our middle starting. I think we should start somewhere. Yeah, Matic is the boy. I think Fred's out. I think we should start with him.
Marco agrees with me. Look, Marco agrees.
Marco. Deslo, I'm sure he'll come in and explain what that was in relation to. But thanks for your comment. Talking about players not fit for the shirt, that is a perfect opportunity for me to bring a couple of things up that I wanted to get off my chest. And obviously, this is an open platform. It's a global community. It applies to ourselves. So I'd love to hear what the three of you think. In my opinion, in the first half, we were playing with 8 men because I thought Aaron Wan-Bissaka was abysmal. He's known for his defending and his Spider-Man-like legs that get onto everything, but he can't defend. He couldn't defend in this game. He, for some reason, thinks that he's going to put a cross in and it's going to lead to something. No, in my opinion, he can't cross. He can't pass. He can't dribble. He can't tackle. We're going to get on to if you think I'm right or not, but I also thought Martial was absolutely abysmal. He can't do nothing. He can't take anyone on. He can't finish right now. He can't dribble. Another disgraceful performance. And another guy, Marcus Greenwood, yeah, he's young. He's achieved more than what I will achieve in my whole life. Yeah, I get that. He's a professional footballer. Okay. But if you take that to the side, he, again, was abysmal. He doesn't take anyone on. As soon as he gets the ball, he passes it back. An atrocious performance. These two guys are playing up front for Manchester United. They don't know what that means. They don't understand because they were not a threat at all. 3 absolutely abysmal performances, in my opinion. And I'll let the forum speak.
You know, I'd just like to add, yeah, I think we're going to think of this game. It is midweek. We've got another big game on the weekend. And it could be that. Are we saving the big guns then? Because that's what we want to win, trophies. It's all about that, isn't it, at the minute? But I think they're all right. I think overall, we just weren't. I think the amount of games. I don't want to make excuses, but I think the amount of games that we've been playing as well, keeping on that form, you can start seeing everyone's little performance increasing a little bit over time. So I think hopefully give it to the next end of the month. I think then you'll really see who's going to be fighting for the top spot. Then I think with City are really pushing for it at the minute, aren't they? Because they're with earlier.
Two goals.
Psychologically, would have put the pressure on. So
yeah, no, absolutely. Abs, your thoughts on Aaron Wan-Bissaka?
Aaron Wan-Bissaka is an absolute joke. I think we all know that. He is definitely not fit to wear the United shirt. There's so many things wrong with his game. £50 million. I'm not sure why we spent that money. The only thing that I can think of is against the big teams, he can stick his leg out. He's got that big lanky leg that kind of folds in weird places. That's worth 50 million. That's it.
Yes, he can't pass.
He can't pass. Positionally, he's an absolute schoolboy. Not even schoolboy level. This is like when we're playing 11 aside. Even we would know the certain things that he's doing wrong. He's letting the ball go inside him all the time, and the ball goes over his head all the time. That's why you saw all the Fulham team. They were making sure that their striker went on to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and they're playing long balls because they know he wasn't going to do anything. He's not a threat in the air. He's got no physicality. He's an absolute joke.
If you take his Spider-Man legs off, let's put that to the side. He's the kind of player that you'll see in the National League, in the Sunday League. That is what you get.
Literally, yeah.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, because you
guys are going.
No. I don't.
Harris,
okay,
tell us. Tell us why Wan-Bissaka is 50 million defender.
Yeah, he's not.
He's still young. You know, he's still developing. For me, against the elite opposition, he is the best right back in the world. Take that.
He's the only right back that we have, though.
No. I'm talking about in the world. Any league.
One-on-one.
Any league.
Where he's expected not to go forward
against
and just sit back, then yes, he's good.
Against elite opposition, he is the best right back in the world. So that is a total opposite of what you just said, Qasim. You said he's National League. I said he's the best in the world. I've just said.
No, I disagree with that.
Against the
You've got to be able to pass, cross, and dribble if you're the best defender in the world, in my opinion.
Not for me. Against elite opposition, you have to be able to defend. And for me, he's the best defender in the world when it comes to elite opposition. Yes, against the other 14 teams in the league, fair enough. You could argue he's a waste of space, but that's an argument for a different time. Maybe you could even do a special show with Abdul on that one, I think. But
I'm sure we've done one already.
Yeah,
I think another one's due.
Things a bit harsh. I thought he showed something that I've not seen for a while. His crossing ability, I thought he put some 3 good crosses in. I've not seen that for a long time from Aaron Wan-Bissaka. You give him time, let's see what he can do. But yeah, you're right. He did get caught out of position. He does get ball watching
multiple times against any opposition. Against Fulham.
I agree with that. Against a team where we're playing the high line, i.e. the rest of the 14, 15 teams in the league, he's just not good enough. He's
absolute liability. He's a liability.
Against the elite teams where we play the low block, for me, he is the best defender in the world.
Well, there's an argument to say. Riaz, thoughts on Wan-Bissaka?
Give him time. He's all right. He's had good few performances this year. So I thought, obviously this season. But I don't know. It's still early days. I think if you give him another few months, then you'll probably be able to judge him. But I think he's had a bit of a crap game today, if I can say the word crap. But yeah, so yeah.
I've already said it now. It's all okay.
I wasn't sure how friendly the show was.
I think it's a fine coming.
I was going to say something else, but yeah. So. Nice. Give him time. I think he had a good. He wasn't the best game. I think Liverpool, he'll definitely start for that game. And if he could up it the next couple of games, then yeah. If not, we should have got rid of him ages ago. Never made him become correct by him.
Spent 50 million.
Just one last thing on that note. Diego Dallo is having a decent season for AC Milan. Who are top of the league. Let's hope his development is he's making development. And he's actually improving his game at AC Milan, because I would love to see him be our first choice. Because he was playing in the Italian league, surely his defensive game is going to be improved. That was the thing that was going to let him down. That's why Solskjaer let him go on loan.
Overall, I think he's
Going forward,
anti-Aaron Wan-Bissaka talk, but we'll move on, I think, for the sake of
Have you got a comment?
we have. I will bring that comment up shortly. Going into the second half then, obviously 1-1. A game where we know that Man United are comfortable with, going behind. It's not been a problem. We've come back countless times. Abs, were you worried at halftime? Did you think there was going to be any other result apart from a win?
I wasn't worried, although I know Fulham did start well in the first half. But in regards to the second half, I think it was quite obvious it was going to be all kind of hands to the deck, all hands to the pump, and United we're going to go for it. There's no way they would have settled for a draw against Fulham. I know Ole kind of settled for a draw against Liverpool, Anfield, but he wasn't going to do that at Craven Cottage. I think, I always thought United were going to have most of the chances and most of the play. And it did take an absolutely fantastic world-class strike from a world-class player for us to get the win.
Interesting that you mentioned the words world-class. Riaz, do you think, first of all, obviously, your thoughts on Paul Pogba's goal, which ultimately won us the game, but in your opinion, is Paul Pogba a world-class player, or is he a world-class mercenary looking for a move?
Do you know what? I think he's a world-class player. I think that's shadow doubt. You can't question that. World Cup winner. He knows what he's doing. I think he's going to be more of an influence in the team as well. That presence. Okay, yeah, I wouldn't say he's at his peak at United yet. I think he's showing signs of that. But yeah, obviously when you justify the amount of money we pay for him, you have to prove it. I think some players in the past we've got in and they've just literally stayed for a bit and then just moved on. And it's been bad business for United. But I think the fact that he stayed and he's shown his worth, I definitely think he's one of the world class players that we've got. And I think I personally have a soft spot for the guy. I think we should, if we get a chance, if we do win the league, I think it'll be a really bad move for United to sell him. That's my opinion. They'll have to do everything they can keep him, and just literally, because I think that's going to be one of the key things for it. I don't know if everyone agrees on that one, but yeah, if we win the title, you got to keep him.
Looks like he's going to go at the end of the season, but let's hope that's not the case.
Yeah, I mean, things change. You've heard the difference between the agent and him. He's always contradicted everything. So even though his agent, and one minute your agent will go, yeah, he's the best player, he doesn't need to be there, and then they win the title. So I was only joking last week, and now you can literally.
Let's see.
So it depends, but only time will tell.
Harris, in your opinion, will or can Paul Pogba be forgiven for the in my opinion, it was an act of disrespect towards Manchester United just before the biggest game of the season, which we then ultimately lost. He's now gone on, obviously scored quite a few important goals. Where does this whole Paul Pogba thing sit with you in terms of, as a Manchester United fan, what is your thoughts on what is transpiring at the moment?
There's a couple of elements to this. Yeah, he did commit a sin, but sins can be forgiven. So
can they?
Yeah, all sins can be forgiven. So it's not all doom and gloom.
I wasn't expecting it. Preachy tone in the Redflex today.
So, and also we need to remember. Look, Fernandes is out of form. Who is the maverick? Who is the?
Fernandes was all right today. To be fair, I think
he was. I know. And Osman was
pretty good.
Pretty critical of him on his video. I thought it was a better performance from Bruno than he has in the last few games. Not quite at his usual level, but the point I'm trying to make is, if Fernandes is rested, injured, whatever, all that kind of stuff, who is your go-to guy? Who is the guy you want on your side? Who is the guy you want in your team to create something, that bit of magic? Obviously, he got the world-class goal today. The man is Paul Pogba. So, he's, as long as he's an employee of Manchester United, he's just got to do the business. You have to support him. Yes, he's made errors and mistakes, but that they will have to be reviewed at the end of the season. And obviously, if they kind of do decide to part ways, then so be it. But whilst he's in the team,
it's a very different opinion, Harris. Now,
very conservative.
I've always said, yes, we should be getting rid of him, but it's not going to happen this window. So when's the next time it can happen? In the summer. So whilst he's employed, you can't just stick him on the bench or put him in reserves. As in you might as well use him. And if he is playing the way he is, then yeah, you carry on playing him. But if he starts putting in the performances at the start of the season, then he's back on the bench. He for me, he will never have the status that Bruno has in the team, and that's the difference. But for me, Bruno will even play when he's not playing well, etc., etc. But for me, Pablo doesn't play. You stick him on the bench and you make him suffer on the bench. So yeah, it's not. I've not changed my opinion on that. If he's playing well, you use him, you abuse him. But if he's not playing well, out you go, mate.
Interesting thoughts. Obviously, the Paul Pogba topic is always a topic that we can go on about. So we leave that one there for now. But a fantastic goal, a very important goal, much needed goal that took us back to the top. But Abs, I just wanted to discuss something with you very quickly as well. I think in the last 15-20 minutes, Fulham played really well. I thought Loftus-Cheek was a massive threat. Man United were holding on towards the end. There was a moment where Mitrovic headed it on to Bailly, and it was inches away from being 2-2. Yeah. One thing came to my mind was, has Ole actually forgotten that he can make 3 subs? And why did he not make those subs earlier? Because it was very apparent to me, I've not got any footballing badges or not in coaching at all, that the players were tired. Why did he make the sub so late? Because in my opinion, Greenwood, Martial, there was quite a few of the players that shouldn't really been on the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, I think he seems to make these substitutes just right towards the end of the game, just to kill time. It's not to change any. It's nothing tactical. It's just let's kill a bit of time. I don't know why he doesn't make substitutions any earlier. It's really strange. He doesn't use what he's got, and then he's going to complain later on to say, "Oh, everyone's really tired." If you have a bad performance, surely you need to take some people off, give them a rest, bring on some fresh legs. I mean, he did do that with Scott McTominay, but again, a couple of minutes. It's literally just to kill a bit of time to bring some height on. That's all it was. That's all it was, because they were playing long ball. He brought Matic and McTominay just so if they did play long balls, that's it. Nothing tactical. It's strange. I'm not sure why he doesn't want to use his subs.
Riaz, why does Ole not make substitutions earlier on? Is it that a sign that Ole is a little bit naive when it comes to in-game management?
I don't think so. I think he's following a lot of the philosophy of what United when Fergie was there. Because I remember Fergie's time, it was always right at the end, and it was always for a like player. And I think the way he sees it is that his team was in control of the game. I think they could have obviously pushed on. I think there were still chances that were obviously Cavani on, but yeah, I think he knew that we had this in the bag, and it was just a matter of time. The next goal came in, but okay, now we've killed it right to the end. It's just wasted time, because it's all about wasting time with Fergie Diamonds, and I think he's followed the same suit. But that's my opinion on that one.
Harris, obviously we're now back on top. I'm going to bring in a comment from Answar Ahmed. Has that come up yet? So he says, do you guys think we're going to win this title? I know we are in a title race, but we need 3 players, in my opinion, to compete for the titles. We need a centre defensive midfielder, for me, Declan Rice, a right winger, Sancho, and a quick centre-back. What's your thoughts on that, Harris?
Answer his first question. I mean, we weren't expected to be in this position start of the season. We probably maybe next year after. But now that we're in it, I don't know. I mean, has Ole and the board? I know they kind of like to plan for player acquisitions kind of in advance, and so they probably have got something in mind for the summer. I don't know if they've got the ability or enough time now to bring in the players that they want within this transfer window to make a difference for us to go on and win that title. I agree with Answar in terms of if we did buy a right winger, if we did get a quick centre back, I know there's a couple that we've been linked with, Central defensive midfielder, I think we've got that covered, to be fair, between the three of them. I think that's pretty much covered. Obviously, we've got enough kind of like creativity in there with Bruno and Pogba and Donny van de Beek. So for me, that's not a priority. Quick centre-back, probably, yeah, because obviously, Bailly could break down. Maguire, can he continue to play every single second of every single game? Probably not. So, ideally, you want someone there who could obviously step in for him. But yeah, I mean, if we could get a centre-back and a right winger, yeah, it would help. But for me, we've got, you can even talk about the right-back position. I know we'll talk about Aaron Bissaka and the fact that he's not good enough against the bottom clubs and he gets caught out of position. Maybe we need to kind of look at that position. Maybe he needs the same competition that Shaw has got with Telles, and that's the reason why his games come on. So, yeah, I mean, can we win the title? Of course we can. Leicester won it with a rubbish team, and obviously we've got world-class players, so of course we can win it. But we need City, in my opinion, are the threats. City need to drop off. I think Liverpool. I think the injuries will take its toll. I think Leicester will drop off. I think Tottenham will drop off. I think it'll be between us and Man City.
A few of the comments as well that we'll get through. Marco says AC Milan. Maybe Marco is an AC Milan fan. Anthony says still world class on his day. That was in relation to Pogba. Riaz, very quickly, one player that you'd like to see join Man United that could take us to the next level.
I'll probably say Sancho. I think we just need to get that deal done. That's that missing element. Give us that little bit of pace and, yeah, definitely competition as well. So, yeah, for me, it's Sancho. I don't know why I'm still surprised we didn't get the deal done earlier. But, yeah, for me, I think that's probably... I think up front, attacking-wise, we're okay for the time being. But, yeah, definitely Sancho.
Abs, one player that you'd like to see join that will take us to that next level?
I don't really have an actual player in mind, but I think we need a right winger. I mean, I know everyone's kind of harping on about Jadon Sancho, etc. I mean, yeah, he is a good player, but I think it depends on what his asking price is. Over 100 million, no way we should pay that much for him. This season he's done pretty much nothing. He's just about, I think, in the last 3 or 4 games, he's just about getting back into form. But I think over 100 million for him is not worth it. I'm not sure who we should sign, but we need a right winger who likes to stay wide, who likes to dribble and likes to cross and doesn't like to actually cut in on his left foot. We need someone who likes to stay on the outside and actually whip in those balls for Edison Cavani.
Yeah, I think Luke Shaw did attempt a few more crosses than usual, but I think we do need to cross the ball into the box more. Just before we wrap up, we will go around and get everybody's man of the match today. But just a quick reminder for everybody, if you haven't done so already, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Redflex. We are a global community, and this is your opportunity to appear on the Redflex and express your love for Manchester United and tell us how you feel Man United have performed. And if you are interested on appearing on the Redflex, the best way to do it is to send us a DM at the Redflex Official on Instagram, and you will have the opportunity to be live and exclusive on the Redflex. Riaz, your man of the match.
I'm going to say Fernandes. I think he played really well. I think he was kind of alert from the beginning. I think times where he could have finished good chances, where he had the best opportunities, I thought, at times. Yeah, for me, he was the difference maker that kind of pushed the team along.
Harris, your man of the match? Wan-Bissaka, is it?
Definitely not. I mean, again, you could make the case for Shaw again, maybe as well. He played really well. Pogba, did some really good things in the game, but for me, Edison Cavani, world class. I mentioned it at the start of the show, what he brought to the table. Obviously, his poacher's goal. I don't think Rashford or Martial would have been in the position, and even if they were, they probably would have hit it straight at the keeper. But yeah, his movement, his desire, his work rate, is everything about his performance today I liked. And for me, man of the match.
Abs, your man of the match.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand why you guys went for the players you went for. I think Edison Cavani was good. However, I don't think that's the best version of Edison Cavani, so I'm not going to give him the man of the match. for me, purely because of the world-class goal, it has to be Paul Pogba. That contribution has won us 2 points. And also, throughout the game, he was playing really well. Just the fact he scored that wonderful goal, that actually gave us those 2 points that were much needed. For that reason, he is my man of the match.
I would probably agree. I think the goal is enough to get that little bit of bubbly that I'm sure you'll get, but he'll pass on, I'm guessing. But that's about it in terms of our match reaction. Manchester United are back on top. How long will we be there? Will the season end with a Premier League trophy? And will it be #21? Let's wait and find out. But until then, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll have the Global Fan Cam up next. But until then, thank you so much. Stay safe, and we will all see